And as typical, we're going to treat different time periods in the day as different sessions. So let's take a look at what's happened so far today. We said the first and foremost is that the market needed to resolve direction, that we were going to use a 72 as support. And it would be great if the market would come back and do a little backing and filling, but it doesn't have to. It has not. We said that we're going to see the directional idea of trying to get the market to retest 80 to 82, right? There's 80 and a half, we said, to 82, and above that, good fortune. So let's go back and take a quick peek at a few things, and I'll add some new lines rather than take these out, because these are already set as nice markers that we've talked about earlier. So first things first, the double bottom idea, right? 68 support. Till broken. Use 65 as your stop if you're going long side, right? Last night we said that in the Slack room. Next, you wake up and the market is bounced. Okay, looks like the low support has been found and we are bouncing. It's a two-way day, but the edge got to go to the longs because they took out that original overnight high. Right? Above the blue line, the slope. Market is trying to climb the ladder. 76 at the open is the gap from overnight. We get within 1 point, and the market is squeezed ever since. We said RTH. Let's be generous and give the longs the idea that the late low on Friday is an important idea. And the market, if it's above that, is range trading Friday's range, which would get us to RTH value 83 and a quarter and 86 if it's the all-day range from Friday. So this whole thing down here disappears. It's like it never even happened. But we can see by by the moving averages that the first shorts were effective early because they were under the blue line and an umbrella trade, but now we get the snapback, and this is a 5-minute Globex chart. And theoretically, buy areas are at the blue line for re-entries or add-ons. So that's an add-on. This is an add-on at that double. Just, in that 74 and a half, 75 zone. We said 75 is probably going to be the key. Use 72 support below it. Stops. And if you're trying to go in the long side direction, because we've got multiple gaps, then this is the chart we'll be looking at. Here's another buy. Lunchtime low. So this methodology of adding at the blue line is how traders that want to add in to their trades. These pullbacks are opportunities to buy again and add to positions, just as sells come from the same idea. So here's a sell over here, late day in the afternoon on Friday. Here's a sell at the overnight open area. Obviously another sell zone. And then we break the pattern. We do the double and then we do the dance. It starts to go the other way. Now this is with the benefit of hindsight. So much easier to see. Much harder in real time when you're trying to manage your emotions. But if you cannot study and analyze in hindsight, you'll never be able to figure it out in real time. So that's the value of doing this kind of an analysis and understanding. Remember this morning when the market was getting started, and I said, okay, we're going to use this low in this circle as our support till that breaks that support. So you have to define your risk, and this is how you define your risk. And then we said with the attempt to get back into the range of Friday and at the open, if we're never below this 74.5, 75, this is a range trade with Friday's range. So for now, the real key is if you are long, do you want to risk that for perhaps another couple of points, or do you want to capture your profits as a day trader and say, fine, there may be more left on the table, but I really don't want to give up. I've had to work too hard what I've got. So using this chart, this 81.5, 82 area is a very important area. We know that. Know that just by this one chart. And as such, we've had absolutely no contra of substance to this whole leg. None. Not overnight, not during the morning session, not during the lunch session. So now's the time you have to, if you're a sensible, reasonable person, you have to start to think odds and risk and reward. And you may leave chips on the table. It happens all the time. So if you want to risk a couple of points and give back, half of what you made or whatever, then that's how you do it. If you want to take the profits out and then rebuy, that's another way that at least allows you to capture some of what you did if all you did was play from the RTH session. And we said, let's use the 85 as resistance idea. There's a gap up there. So let's use that as resistance. So risk and reward, you start to get into that territory. Well, I don't know, should I or shouldn't I? And that's something only you can answer, depending on your size and your risk tolerance and what you're trying to do as a trader. But this is at least how you can have a plan that makes sense. And this has got to be the hardest rotation right here overnight. And then we hold the double and off to the races. 68 held like a champ. And I thought it would, just based on looking at those other charts that we put out there for you. Okay, and this is one of them right here. We said, let's use this as our support. Fighting box, resistance box, here we are. So clearly a V bounce. And with that said, we've still made lower highs, lower lows. But this is the first time last Friday we made another high. So that's why we have to think of this as range. You got to come back and think of these lows back in the air as supportive. 65, we said, use this line right here as support. Hope that helps to at least take a little bit later look at it. We know what we saw overnight. We know what we saw during the day. We saw the little bit of a squeeze type trade. Fast down, fast back. So this area needs to harmonize back here. And I had said that last week, you remember, I said, don't get gung-ho longs like we can never come back. I said, there's a big hole back in here, 65, 68 area that needs to be re-challenged. So that's part of my thinking. When I come back, I'm driving for a couple of days. I leave Naples, it's 7:30 Saturday morning. I'm in the car for 2 days. I get back here and my mind is not working the whole time, but my subconscious is. And these ideas that I plant the seeds, guess what? Take one look. Oh, right back where we said it could go. First, you got to break 72. If you break 72, then it opens the door to come back. Whoa, we did. And we've held here. Now, that's just looking at structure and understanding how they swing these things. So for now, with the holiday week, I think we need a setup. I think we can challenge higher, but that being said, I still don't like just a one-way trade. I like to see the zigs and zags like this, and clearly the boys bought because we know the length of this swing tells us they did. Anyways, that's enough about today's action so far. I'm just trying to help you see this over and over and over. And we said a good trade today might be that they catch all of the lates, all of the late shorts, and then maybe catch all of the guys that hold on too long on the upside. That has not happened yet, but the first part has. Well, let's squeeze some shorts because the market reversed already. We knew that. Just getting back up and above that 76 told us that. So the hard part is judging when it's time to exit a trade and then turn around and go the other way. And guess what? You don't have to. All you have to do is trail stops, take your profits, and go to the sideline if you've played long. You don't have to reverse. You don't have to say, I think we're going back down 8 points, 7 points, 10 points, whatever. Just be happy with what you got, if you got something. There's a gap just above us. I think what's 84.75, 85 area. And that obviously is the longs objective so far. Risk and reward is coming in. Stops up if you are long. If you're trying to short, do not damage your account by just being stubborn and averaging in and adding in and getting too big in a position for your account. This is a frog in boiling water trade. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.